What is up, my Berserkers? It's your boy, Aegon the Berserker here, back again with another video and episode 16 of Berserker Reviews. And on today's episode, oh boy, we are in for a doozy because this movie is so bad, it received 13 Oscar nominations. 13 Oscar nominations. Like, what in the fuck? And that movie is Emilia frickin' Perez. And let's get started with the review. And I'm gonna bash this movie so hard. Oh my gosh. I literally think this movie overall is terrible. It's not Madam Web levels of terrible, and Madam Web sucked. Madam Web sucked. But this movie, oh my gosh, this movie was torture to get through. This movie was torture to get through. And I watched the entirety of the 2 hours and 12 minutes. I wish I can take that back and like do anything else besides watch this movie. Because the pacing is all over the place. And the director decided, you know what? I'm going to make this a musical. And like, they were too lazy to write songs. So they just came up with like lines of dialogue to use as like lyrics to songs. And like, that's what the songs feel like. Like, they're lines of dialogue from a script and then transformed into a song. And one of the worst ones yet was when the Zoe Saldana lawyer character was like asking these Thailand doctors like questions about sex change operations, and they turned that into a freaking song because God knows why they fucking did that. And I think that one scene when she was going to a different doctor and was like asking him questions, I paused the movie and I screamed into a towel because I'm freaking tired of all the songs in the movie. Like, they are all bad. And the director somehow must have broken a record for making a musical where all the songs are completely terrible. Where all the songs are like completely terrible. And I don't watch musicals because musicals aren't really my thing, but you gotta have a good transition from like talking to song. This movie sucks at that. This movie sucks at that. And the best part of this movie that doesn't make it a complete disaster, well, two parts actually. One part was Zoe Saldana's performance. I thought she did like pretty decent overall. Like, I think she did a pretty good job trying to keep this movie afloat, but apparently that was not enough to do it. And also the second best part of this movie was when it ended. And when it ended, I was like, finally, I got through the torture. Oh my gosh. Like, why? And the cartel boss in the movie wants to get a sex change surgery because that would completely absolve him of all of his crimes. No! That doesn't mean that you're absolved of all of your past shit. That doesn't mean that at all. I'm just so mad that this movie's getting Oscar nominations, let alone 13. Oh my gosh. And then there was Selena Gomez's part. Oh my gosh. Why? And I heard she had like 2 weeks to either learn or relearn Spanish. And she just said, fuck it. And didn't do any of that. So that's why some of her like Spanish is like butchered. Even though I don't speak Spanish, I know a few words in Spanish, but I don't know the language. But my God, that was like butchered. And Selena Gomez gave one of the worst performances. So did Carlos Sofia Gascon. Like his or her performance was also really terrible as well. Also super terrible. Terrible acting, just terrible everything else. Everything else. And I hope they revoke Emilia Perez from all of the Oscar nominations. And I heard that the director doesn't give a fuck about researching more into Mexican culture and claiming that, oh, I already know about Mexican culture to like make my movie. Fuck! Like, whenever you're doing a project for like a movie, show, or like an assignment for school, a lot of research about said thing is required to do it. But the director decided to be too lazy and like say, fuck it, I already know enough. And then gives us this crap. And this movie was so bad, the trans community hated it, the Mexican community hated it, and basically everybody hated this movie. Everybody hated it. Oh my gosh, guys. Like, oh my gosh, the pacing's bad. The songs are bad. Just everything about this movie was just terrible. Was just terrible overall. And I don't recommend that you watch this movie. Because I don't want to put you guys through torture. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're either new or if you're more curious about the channel. Currently trying to make it to 400. And once we do, I'm going to do a celebration stream. And yeah. All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.